Get that going. Hello, Krysis X2 Light here, and welcome to another part of Let's Play Pokemon Diamond Randomized. Also, Happy Easter to those who celebrate. In today's episode, we're not gonna look for the Easter Bunny, but rather some really bad people who are out to ruin Easter for other people, with the help of Sisyrk and his Pokemon. So with that said, let's dive right in. Boink! I love doing that. So yeah, here we have Sisyrk, his team of Pokemon. This Aerodactyl became a member of the team fairly recently. The problem is that it's only level 5. So what do you do with a Pokemon that's under level while everybody else is ahead of the Pokemon by 10 or 11 levels? Well, you can either go to the Pokemon itself and choose item and then give, or you can just go to your bag and go like there. So we have experience shares here. We're gonna give one to the Aerodactyl. Now Aerodactyl can be combat ready after he gains a few levels. Also, unlike his sister, we didn't have a chance to explore Floroma Town. So we're gonna do the same thing with this guy. We're gonna pick our Oranberry. And don't worry, I'm not gonna read every single line of text in the game. I only read the text of important characters or characters that, progress the storyline. But we already covered this girl, so I'm just gonna go ahead and skip over her text here. We get a spray duck, a side duck chip watering can. Talk to this lady over here. She's gonna give us a different berry, by the way. This lady gives you a different berry once per day. Now, unlike with Krysis, who got a spear berry, or how you pronounce that, this lady's gonna give us a Chesto berry, which is kind of convenient because right outside the town on the right side is another berry plant that also has Chesto berries. So now we got 2 Chesto berries in our inventory. We got a Pecha berry. Don't mind me going to my inventory like that. I didn't mean to. So yeah, with those berries in our hand, we can either plant them or move on with the game. But since we have like a crazy amount of berries in our inventory, we're not gonna bother with that. And I can understand why people would think I'm boring because, the way I'm playing this game is that I'm kind of showing things that are the same between the characters. But keep in mind, Sisyrk is mainly here, and I'm going to admit this right now. Sisyrk is here to show you the beta of this game. I'm not kidding. The reason why I chose to have him with the walkthrough walls active is so I can show you what towns and cities look like before they are fully loaded. That's right. That's the truth about Sisyrk. He's not just here to progress the game and be a Pokemon trainer, but he's also here to show you what things look like before they're completely loaded. You can find out a lot more about Pokemon Diamond, Pearl, and Platinum's development by reading about them on tcrf.net. Like for example, so I'm not going through the cave like I normally would, right? Instead, I'm just going to run through the trees here while trying to avoid, the water areas, and I'm going to show you what Jubilife City looks like before it's completely loaded. See, you got the buildings is fully loaded, but the Jubilife TV station is not there. Rather, in the place of Jubilife TV station is a floating set of doors and a texture cube, a texture tile. Now I can't do this too long because this makes the game extremely unsteady. But I'm just showing you what this looks like before you load the game completely. So yeah, this is what the entirety of this town looks like before city looks like before it's completely loaded. A lot of a lot of the grid tiles there in places where the buildings will be loaded in. Now we're gonna go back to Floroma Town. Because this town was already fully loaded, so, you know, we don't have to go too far. Let's talk to the little girl here. Help, help, trainer. Please, can you get my papa for me? He works at the Valley Windworks. But the people dressed like spacemen are mean and won't let me in. Aw, let's go help this little girl. Route 205, back this way to Floroma Town. Also, because today is Friday, after you take care of the Team Galactic Grunts in the Valley Windworks as well as Floroma Meadow, once every Friday, a Pokemon called Drifloon will appear here. This is a randomizer, so even if that static Pokemon does show up here on a Friday, we don't know what Pokemon it really is until the battle begins. Also, we have a honey tree. A tree like this does something special. Let's grab this. It's right in front of us, man, so grab it, right? Muscle band. With a honey tree like this, if you have honey in your inventory like Sisyrk does, there is a sweet scent in the air. Slather the bark with honey? Sure. The bark was slathered with honey. Now, in a few hours, this tree is going to shake back and forth like this. And when it does, that means that there is a Pokemon in its branches. What Pokemon that is completely up to RNG and day-by-day standard. So, yeah, roll a dice on what Pokemon is going to come out of there. So, before we fight this guy, let's go ahead and see this sign and then check the grass. Valley Windworks, Ecological Wind-Driven Energy. Nice. I've seen these in real life, by the way. They are very, very, very tall. They have them out here in the countryside. Well, not my neck of the woods, but yeah, they're out here. So we have a Corphish. Corphish is cool. Corphish's data was added to the Pokedex. Corphish, Ruffian Pokemon. Water. Height 2 feet, weight 25.4 pounds. Its hardy vitality enables it to adapt to any environment. Its pincers will never release prey. Corphish is one of the more unique water-type Pokemon that has a dark-type evolution when becoming a Crawdont when it evolves. Pretty cool. One of those water types that are built around physical attack. Hey Yanma. Here's a fun fact about Yanma. There's a member of the Adamant Ditto crew, the former good YouTube channel. The channel is still active, but not as active as it used to be back in the day. But anyway, one of the members of the Adamant crew team doesn't like Yanma. He distinctly hates the Pokemon. He even has a T-shirt that has like a picture of a Yanma on it with the cancel symbol on it. It says no to Yanma. But anyway, enough about that. That's just a little tidbit I want to throw out there. So let's catch a Yanma. Also, another fun fact about Yanma itself. I think there is a slim chance of Yanma passing on this in-game virus. Let's see. Yanma's data was added to the Pokedex. Let me read the Pokedex real quick. Yanma, clear wing Pokemon, bug flying, height 3 feet 11 inches, weight 83.8 pounds. Its eyes can see 360 degrees without moving its head. It won't miss prey, even those behind it. So yeah, as I was saying about Yanma is that there is a very slim chance that if you encounter a Yanma and either catch it or beat it in battle, that you might get this in-game virus called Pokerus. Pokemon virus. And what that does is that it's not a bad virus, it's actually a good virus. It provides a benefit to any of your Pokemon stats, any one of the Pokemon stats as they gain levels, making that one stat stronger than the other stats. Like for example, your Pokemon gets Pokerus, That means its attack stat is going to be what goes up higher than its other stats normally. By 0.5, I think it is. Like, it's not really noticeable, but but you'll notice when your Pokemon does more damage than it normally does in battle. So yeah. So we got a Yanma. Now I'm gonna check the team and see if anybody got the Poke Rust. If not, then that's okay. I'm not worried about it. It's basically like a slimmer chance that shiny Pokemon encounters. So let's see. Alright, you don't have it. You know if the Pokemon has the Poke Rust virus because I think next to where it says level 15 will be the word Poke Rust. Well, I think next to where the circle, triangle symbols are down there will be the word Poke. No, I think it'll be next to the level. Yeah, if the Pokemon has it, it'll be next to the level. Where it says level 15, or if they have Poke Rust, it'll be right there. So we're just gonna check the team real quick. Even if they didn't battle the Pokemon themselves, yeah, nobody has it. You know, any Pokemon on your team will get infected with Poke Rust. Here's another Yanma. Poliwrath. Joke about Poliwrath is that it's basically just a Politoed but angrier. And that it evolved fingers. It's kind of weird because it has like a mitt-like hand when it's a Poliwhirl, but when it evolves into Poliwrath, it loses the thumb but has like these fingers left. It's like, what happened to the thumb? Poliwrath, tadpole Pokemon, water fighting type, height 4 feet 03 inches, weight 119.0 pounds. With its extremely tough muscles, it can keep swimming in the Pacific Ocean without resting. Ooh, a real-world reference to the Pokédex. That doesn't happen very much, and when it does, it's always kind of shocking and surprising. See that? Seedot's data was added to the Pokédex. Seedot, acorn Pokemon, grass, height 1 foot 08 inches, weight 8.8 pounds. When it dangles from a tree branch, it looks just like an acorn. It enjoys scaring other Pokemon. It jump scares them. You silly little Pokemon. Okay, we're starting to encounter a lot of the same Pokemon, but I'm gonna knock out a few of them for the sake of Aerodactyl gaining experience. Let's see what other Pokemon we can find here. Aha, Geodude. Geodude's data was added to the Pokédex. Number 31, Geodude, rock Pokemon, rock ground, height 1 foot 04 inches, weight 44.1 pounds. Many live on mountain trails and remain half buried while keeping an eye on climbers. Let me check something real quick. Mouse, turn on, please. A Crobat? Oh, but then it's gonna negate having a Golbat. Oh well, let's go ahead and catch it. It's not gonna have the same moves we have anyway, so. We don't even have a Zubat, so we can use this this one Pokemon for breeding purposes later in the game. Crobat's data was added to the Pokedex. Number 30, Crobat, Bat Pokemon, Poison Flying, height 5 feet 11 inches, weight 165.3 pounds. Having 4 wings enables it to fly faster and more quietly. It turns active when the night comes. Now, there was an issue surrounding the appearance of Crobat back in Generation 2, where people thought that the wings that you see on the bottom there were its legs that have evolved into wings. But no, it does have feet, by the way. The way it's angled here in its sprite is that you're not seeing the feet. But the feet are there, they're on the back of the Pokemon, like on the back of the Pokemon's butt area, where you can't even see them at all unless you look at the Pokemon's back sprite, a la Bulbapedia, or you know, you have the Pokemon on your team yourself. So yeah, Crobat does have feet. It's just that they're really, really, really small and tucked up in his butt. So I think that might be the only other Pokemon that's here. We're gonna look around a little bit more. Hello! Girafarig has appeared. Girafarig here is based on the Dr. Little story of the Push Me Pull You. Now in the beta of Generation 2, I don't know if I mentioned this before, I may not have. No, I didn't, because when I did my Generation 2 playthrough, it was a no commentary. Okay, so back to Girafarig here. In the beta of Generation 2, when it was originally called Pokemon Gold Silver, and it was called Pokemon 2 Gold Silver, that Girafarig here had 2 identical ends. That the end that you see there, that's the giraffe end, was also copied to the back end, and that the hind legs were also front legs, kind of just facing the opposite direction. It was called a push. It was, like I said, it was themed around the Push Me Pull You. And that is pre-evolution. Yes, Girafarig had a pre-evolution, was essentially 2 conjoined spirits. The spirits were joined at the tail. So when it evolves into a Girafarig that had a nightmare for an opposite end, to be honest. Not sure why Game Freak thought it was kind of cool, but for some reason the back end of Girafarig was like, it looked like the front end, only evil. It has spiky horns on its head, like a singular spike horn on its head, and fangs in its mouth. Plus its eyes were angry, angry evil eyes. I'm glad they went with this design. I like the chain chomp on the tail, it's much better off. Also, fun fact, that chain chomp on the tail, it has a brain of its own. So yeah, the Pokedex talks more about that tail. Girafarig's data was added to the Pokedex. Number 121, Girafarig, long neck Pokemon, normal psychic, height 4 feet 11 inches, weight 91.5 pounds. Its tail also has a small brain. It bites to repel any foe trying to sneak up on it from behind. Also, a fun fact about Girafarig is that in Generation 9, it has an evolution called Farigiraf. Yes, that's a little bit hard to say, but and the tail becomes the front end of the Pokemon. And it becomes taller too, like very much taller. But yeah, the tail becomes the front end of the Pokemon, and that it has an armor. The tail is actually made of an armor plating when because it encompasses the main head. It can actually close on the main head like this to protect the inner head from attacks. So yeah, Farigiraf. It's a Generation 9 evolution of Girafarig. It maintains the palindromic name too, if you think about it. Since Girafarig spelled backwards is Girafarig, the same thing can be said of Farigiraf. It's the same thing both backwards and forwards. Game Freak likes their palindromes. Okay, we'll go on here a little bit more and then we'll advance the story. Aha, Wooper. The Wooper is the favorite Pokemon of YouTuber and Twitch live streamer Tom Fox. His name rhymes with Hawks. Wooper's data was added to the Pokedex. It's a cute Pokemon, not gonna lie. Number 117, Wooper, Water Fish Pokemon. How is that thing a fish? Water Ground type. Height 1 foot 04 inches, weight 18.7 pounds. It lives in cold water, half burying itself in mud at the bottom to sleep. Okay, another little bit longer. Another Girafarig. And a Burmy. Catching a lot of Pokemon, aren't we? We're gonna have to run to the Pokemon Center and take a look at them. This is a male Burmy, by the way. Burmy's data was added to the Pokedex. Number 45, Burmy, Bagworm Pokemon, Bug. Height 8 inches, weight 7.5 pounds. To shelter itself from cold, wintry winds, it covers itself with a cloak made of twigs and leaves. That's not always true. The male Burmy evolves into a Pokemon called Malthium, whereas female Burmy of 3 different appearances each evolve into a different appearance of Wormadam. Now there is a character in this game, I think, that that's looking for the 3 forms of Wormadam. Again, I said it, I think. It might be another game I'm thinking about. But yeah, they want to see the 3 forms of a female Burmy. And the 3 forms of Burmy are Grass Cloak, Trash Cloak, and Sand Cloak. Once the Pokemon start cycling around, then we'll continue the story. And I'm starting to see a lot of the same Pokemon, so yeah, let's go check the Pokemon Center real quick. See what we got. We spent a good chunk of this game catching a lot of Pokemon, didn't we? As well as covering some factoids about them. Look at all these Pokemon we have we caught from that area. And you're holding a lemonade. I'll take that. Let's see. You have a relaxed nature, proud of its power like sour food. Rain Dish. The Pokemon gradually recovers HP in rain. That's kind of cool. Drill Peck, Metal Burst, Crab Hammer, and Thunder Shock. Crab Hammer is actually a vanilla move for the Corphish line. Both Corphish and the Krabby line can learn Crab Hammer, which is a very powerful physical attack. It's one of the strongest water type moves in the game, actually. Second to the special attacks of Hydro Pump and Hydro Cannon. Next Pokemon. Sassy nature, alert to sounds, likes bitter food. Battle armor. The Pokemon is protected against critical hits. Nice. Toxic spikes, close combat, stomp, and low kick. Oh, another thing about Yanma I forgot to mention. Yanma has an evolution in this game and in later generations called Yanmega. The Japanese name calls it Mega Yanma, which means it's the first true mega evolution of a Pokemon that's also a standard evolution. Neat, huh? A Poliwrath here, lacks nature, good perseverance, likes sour food. Reckless, powers up moves that have recoil damage. Yeah, moves like Takedown and Double Edge are made even stronger, at the cost of taking more HP. Arm Thrust, which is a nice stab there. Absorb, Amnesia, and Assurance. You're holding a Rockin' Sense. I gotta take that from you, buddy. You have a naive nature, impetuous and silly. I like that. Likes sweet food. Ooh, yeah, sweet tooth there. Ah, but you got a bad ability. Minus. Shaking my head. Aqua Jet, Aero Blast, Sing, and Sucker Punch. Don't sing to me. And you're also holding a Lemonade. It's kind of cool. A timid nature, thoroughly cunning, likes sweet food. I guess I can explain it since lemonades are both sweet and sour. Huge power, raises the Pokemon's attack stat. Too bad you don't have a nature that, to go with that. That would have been much awesome. Ice Fang, Water Spout, Substitute, and Iron Tail. Cool. And a Crobat here, the evolved form of our dear Golbat. Hasty nature, quick to flee, like sweet food. Pressure for its ability. And yeah, that hasty nature, plus the fact that this Pokemon was said to be the fastest poison flying Pokemon according to the Pokedex. This thing's gonna be faster than the Flash. Knows Draco, Meteor, Thunder Wave, Drill Peck, and Hail. Stab, Drill Peck. Not bad. You're holding an Energy Root. That's bad. Gentle nature, likes to relax, likes bitter food. Pure power. Okay. Power Whip, Body Slam, Mega Kick, and Hail. Okay, the two stab moves in the middle with power, with huge power. And you're holding a Sky Plate. Quirky nature, strong-willed, happily eats anything. Klutz for its ability. The Pokemon can't use any held items. So it has a plate, but it doesn't know what to do with it, basically. How silly. Howl, Embargo, Giga Drain, and Horn Attack. And then we have Burmy, with a careful nature, good endurance, likes bitter food. Effect Spore, contact may paralyze, poison, or cause sleep. Roar, natural gift, blizzard, and seed flare. Now if it was female and it evolved into a grass cloak Wormadam, that seed flare will become a stab move. But since, you know, it's male, it's not going to have any stab on that move. And that's the last Pokemon. Okay, let's go to the item thing. It'll be much easier to find who has what items. So these 4 Pokemon have items. So we're going to take the Rockin' Sense. We're going to take some of this Lemonade. Come on. We're going to take the Energy Root. And we're going to take that Sky Plate. Thanks. I think we have time to advance the story a little bit. I mean, we're just going to battle at the Valley Windworks, so... Don't you dare go into the Valley Windworks. I got ordered to keep everyone out if they're not part of Team Galactic. You're giving me a look that makes me think you're gonna try to get in. Okay then, you'll have to battle me for it. So now we're fighting a single Team Galactic Grunt here. Let's see what he got. Ghost Rider Ball. Executor. Oh, not bad. For Golbat. The Golbat is... Well, let's say that Golbat here is both strong and weak to Executor. Strong because of the fact that Golbat is poison and flying, but also weak because Golbat is poison. And Executor, being grass and psychic, means that it's weak to Golbat, due to go back being poison and flying, but also strong to go back because Executor is psychic type. So yeah, it's kind of win-lose. A double-edged sword. But we won instead. Aha. Nice. Swagger? Nah. Oh, I didn't mean to say that. Yeah, like I'm really supposed to win with a Pokemon like this. Well, it's not a bad Pokemon, friend. It's a good Pokemon. You just gotta train it. Isn't that just great? Getting owned by some kid. But you can't do anything if I lock myself in with my works key. That's right, the other works key's not here. My cohorts in the Flower Patch have the only other one. In that sense, I'm no longer the loser. It's locked from the inside. Aw, we can't get in. That's okay. Like he said, his cohorts in the Flower Patch have the other one. So you know what? Let's go ahead and take them out. Get that Valley Windworks key, and then we'll call it an episode. I'll run through the grass. I'm stepping all over the flowers. So here we have what's supposed to be a double battle, but actually it's 2 single battles. So let's go ahead and take them on. Grunt 1, enough arguing. Hand over that sweet honey. Grunt 2, do as we say. Team Galactic will have that honey. We must have it to attract Pokemon in great numbers. Grunt 1, hey, this kid is a witness. What do we do? We don't need the brat running off to get help. The solution is simple. We ensure the brat stays quiet. I don't like that threat, by the way. It's a really mean threat. Oh, you have a Machamp. Camerupt. Do we have any water type moves? Because that Camerupt is fire and ground type. We have a ground type move. Hang on. Oh, yeah, that's right. Rayquaza has muddy water. This is why I'm going to be stuck as a grunt forever. This is so lame. They're going to dock my pay. I'm up next. Battling you right after my cohort weakened you gives me the edge. You must be blind because he didn't lay a finger on my Pokemon. Jonathan! Scarlet! Jonathan! You got a gibble. I'm saying Scarlet instead of Charlotte because the other guy's name was Scarlet, so Jonathan! Scarlet! Jonathan! Scarlet! You cannot tell me you cannot unhear that. Anyway, let's take out this cute little Gibble. I love the Gibble line, they're really cute. And yes, I think a full-grown dragon Pokemon is cute. I have a thing for dragons. Doom Desire. Well, that Doom Desire is not going to go off anytime soon. I mean, it's a cool move, but too bad it's a 2-turn move. If only I had some decent Pokemon. Well, that was a decent Pokemon, you just gotta train it. This brat's tough. Like, really, really tough. Tougher than I can put into words. And I know a lot of words. Interesting choice of words there. We're done for here. Let's get back to the Valley Windworks. And they're gone. Oh, what's this thing? They seem to have forgotten it. It's a works key. It must be for the Valley Windworks. It's of no use to me. You may as well have it. This man could be like a more human-like form of Winnie the Pooh. Thank you. You surely saved me. Those goons were trying to rob me of my sweet, sweet honey. They sure were weird, though. You saw how they were dressed. What they were saying didn't make a whole lot of sense either. Oh, I need to thank you. Will you take this as my thanks? We got some honey. If you slather that honey on a sweet-smelling tree, it might attract Pokemon. Oh, bother. So yeah, he's saying that because there's a honey tree right here that you can slather with honey. But we already put honey on a tree, so we're not going to do too many honey trees. But yeah, that's 3 grunts taken down for the episode. In the next one, we'll go back to the Valley Windworks and save the little girl's papa. Let's just heal our team and call it an episode. So, I rub my eyes here. With that said, I'm gonna stretch. Thank you all for watching this episode. Remember to like, subscribe, and comment on the videos with positive comments. I do read the comments and I do heart them to let you know I read them. And we'll see you in the next episode when Krysis makes her way through Floroma Town and also helps out at the Valley Windworks. So, take care of yourselves. Don't get sick. Remember, your health is very important in this world, just like you are very important in this world. And I'll see you guys next time. Also, the current live stream, like I was gonna do for Ocarina of Time, is being postponed until until this Saturday, Sunday. So, yeah, it's only because I still have family here. But anyway, and that'll be about it. So, yeah. Much love from Mama Dragon, aka Krysis X2 Light. Take care. Bye-bye. Stiffle. Bye. Oh, and a happy Easter. Bye.